Today? Just whatever. You're open. Okay. Cool. Well, and I was too. Um, as far as announcements, I think you guys have all heard me say it. Maybe not Bailey, but I have my embodiment class this Saturday, 7 to 9 p.m. here in this space. Yoga, breathwork, sound. It's $30. And then next Saturday, I have my Beatles Glow Yoga with James Hardy. So James is doing the 3 p.m. class. I'm doing the 6 p.m. class. It's a 2-hour experience, but the yoga itself is really only like 75 to 80 minutes. In the beginning, you come in, you put your mat down, and then you paint your body all up with glow paint or your friends' bodies or whatever you want to. So it takes a while to get going, about a half hour. But yeah, it's super fun if you're interested, if you're around next weekend. So not this weekend, but next weekend. And yeah, I think let's just go with that. Practice. So how about we start laying down today? So go ahead and just lay down on your back. And as you lay down, might feel good to stretch a little bit. Maybe you want to take your arms and your legs long. Maybe you want to hug your knees in. So anything you would like, and then just come to a place of stillness. So come to rest. Maybe you're in Shavasana. Maybe your legs are extended. Your arms are out to your sides. Maybe you want to bring your feet to the ground with your knees bent. Maybe you want feet together, knees apart. So up to you, but get as comfortable as possible, or at least find a position where you feel like you can relax, where you can let go. And then close your eyes and start to really just notice everything that is right here in this moment. So not just what's going on around you, but also what's going on inside of you. And as you notice what's present, what's kind of just flowing through your body energetically or emotionally, start to feel into the rise and fall of your own breath. And if you'd like, you can even visualize your breath, visualize it in a color. And next time you inhale, fill up very intentionally, as big as you can. And take a moment to pause at the top in fullness. See if there's even an extra little sip you can find. And then big sigh out your mouth when you're ready. Again, just like that, inhale. You might visualize your breath moving into fingers, toes, up into the crown of your head. Hold, let it circulate around. When you're ready, open your mouth and big sigh, let it go. Good. One more time, just like that. So huge inhalation. Hold at the top. And on your own, when you're ready, just sigh it out. Very nice. Ujjayi breath now. So seal your lips and start to create that gentle whisper noise, that oceanic sound as you breathe in and out. See if you can feel your breath move all the way down the length of your torso. Feel your belly expand with your inhales. So for some people, it's really hard to breathe down into our bellies, especially when we're laying down. So see if you can feel, maybe even see your belly expand. If you want, you can put your hand on your belly, feel it expand up into your hand. And then all the way to empty with each exhale, all the way to the very bottom. So see if you can be patient with your breath, not trying to rush through it, not trying to get to the next breath, just being with it as it is happening. Even feeling into the texture, noticing where your breath might get stuck inside your body, where it feels kind of tight or dense. So you are more than welcome to stay here as long as you'd like, just feeling, just noticing, just breathing. If you're ready to start moving, draw your knees in towards your belly and take just a little rock from side to side. So give your low back a nice little massage against the ground. And then eventually let your knees fall to the right side, left arm out to the left, or cactus position with your left arm. So supine spinal twist. And if there is some other variation that you would like to take, totally fine with me. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. And try not to shrug your left shoulder up towards your ear. Draw it down towards the ground, down away from your ear. And feel your breath all the way in your belly, all the way down in your low back. Nice job, you guys. Take 1 or 2 more rounds on this side. And then slow transition to the other side. So you can take your time, no rush. Maybe as you come through center, you rock a little bit or you give your knees a big squeeze. And then eventually knees fall over to the left side. Yeah, right arm out to the right or cactus. Feel the space in between your shoulders. Feel the length from your right shoulder down to your right hip. And feel your breath flowing through, big and spacious. Use your exhales to soften, to melt just a little more. Take a couple more rounds on this side. And then as you feel pretty even on both sides, back to center. And take a moment just to draw your knees in. Take a little rock, give them a big squeeze. Maybe you move your knees in different directions, kind of feeling into your hips a little bit. Yeah, maybe you extend your legs up. I like sometimes to extend my legs up and just shake them vigorously, kind of get the blood flowing through. And then in your next couple of breaths, set up for a bridge pose. So feet on the ground with your knees bent. Feet are hips width distance apart, all 10 toes face forward. And try to make sure your heels aren't in front of your knees. They're just straight down. Exhale, pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up, and then slowly peel your spine off your mat, 1 vertebra at a time. You can come into your own variation of bridge if you would like. Otherwise, invitation to follow me. Bring your arms into what I call robot arms. So 90-degree bend in your elbows, fingertips face the sky, palms face each other, and then see if you can work your shoulders underneath you maybe a little bit more. So kind of shimmy side to side and see if you can find more opening through the front of your heart. Your elbows are a little closer towards your hips. Press into your triceps, so the backs of your arms, the backs of your elbows, tips of your elbows, and then press into the back of your head. Hug in with your inner thighs. Take 1 more inhale here. As you exhale, lower just your butt towards the ground. Maybe it touches. So you're trying to create a tunnel underneath the middle of your spine. Inhale, lift your butt back up. And then keep moving just like that with your breath. Exhale, butt lowers down. If I had a rolled up yoga mat, I want to be able to slide it right underneath the middle of your spine. So see if you can feel as you move in this way. Feel your mid-back muscles start to engage. So those deep muscles right next to your spine. See if you can feel the mobility in your mid-back as well. It's somewhere that gets lost for us quite often. We know how to move and engage through our upper and our lower backs, but not so much our mid. So see if you can feel that. Take just a couple more like this. And then whenever you feel complete, maybe you felt complete like 3 times ago, go ahead and lower all the way back down. You can just do it on your own. You guys all are very mindful. And then once you're back in neutral, no hurry, just windshield wipers. So take your feet out nice and wide, and let your knees fall from side to side. So widening your feet will open up some space in your low back. So feel into your low back, feel into your hips as you take your knees slowly and mindfully side to side. Yeah, maybe cactus your arms or tee out your arms. If you want to stay on one side for a couple breaths, do so. Good job, you guys. And then eventually, happy baby pose. So take a moment in your happy baby, kind of neutralizing your spine, tractioning it out. Try in your happy baby to find neutral. So not rounding your back, but instead drawing the backs of your shoulders down and aiming your tailbone towards the ground. You might rock a little bit. You might even extend one or both legs. After a few breaths in your happy baby, full body stretch. So release your feet and take your arms and your legs nice and long. Notice if when you reach long, your front ribs lift a lot, and see if you can press your back ribs down even just the slightest bit. So feel into a more neutral spine as you reach. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, hug your knees towards your belly, and this time, start to rock and roll along your spine, forward and back. So take a few rocks, a few rolls, see if you can feel a connection to your center so it feels like you are in control. You're not letting momentum take hold, but you are building up some momentum. Awesome. And then eventually, hands and knees. So just rock up, cross your ankles, and kind of roll over your feet. You can also do it however you want. Doesn't have to be fancy. Once you are on hands and knees, you guys know the drill. Just anything goes, anything that you want to explore or feel into in your body. Yeah, and if you want to take a moment, maybe just in a seated position, maybe just curling up in a tiny little potato bug ball. So take your time, feel into your body, feel into your shoulders, feel into your hips, feel into your hands, your wrists, your fingers. Yes, you guys all saw your little consent cards. Awesome. So I would say maybe 3 to 5 more breaths, just exploring. And then downward facing dog is where we will eventually meet up. And then back in your down dog, you can keep exploring. You can keep feeling around. Yeah, maybe bend your knees, maybe pedal out your heels. Maybe you take your hands out a little wider. Maybe you bring them in a little closer and just see how it feels. So staying curious, even if you've been doing down dog for the last 20 years, how does it feel in your body today? How is your body responding to your down dog today? How can you adjust? And then soft face, soft jaw, big, deep breaths. You guys look so good. Nice poses. So feeling into what is present right now, physical sensations, breath, energy, emotions. Take one more big inhale into your down dog. And then exhale, gaze forward, however you want to get there, top of your mat, forward fold. Once you have arrived, let's move straight into our halfway lift. So find your spinal extension, bring your feet out at least hips width distance apart, maybe even a little bit wider. And then left knee bends a lot, left fingertips to the ground or left hand to a block, right arm to the sky. Pay attention to your right leg. Press down into the inner edge of your right foot and try to pull your right hip towards the back of the room. Breathe down into your belly. Good, you guys. Take one more full breath. And then let it go. Nice Bailey. Slowly unwind and just switch to the other side. So right knee bends a lot. Right hand on a block or fingertips to the ground, left arm up. Open through the left side of your heart. So peel your heart open. Keep your, let's see, it's your left leg this time. So inner edge of left foot roots down firmly. Draw your left hip back. Yeah, nice trace. Can you feel your breath all the way down in your low belly? All the way down in your low back. Can you send it down the back of your left leg? Take one last round. And end of your exhale, let it go. Hang out in your fold for a couple rounds. So maybe a rag doll. Maybe you want to bounce a little bit, bob a little bit. Maybe you want to bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. Nice work. Next time you breathe in, come back to your halfway lift position. One more time, just realign. Exhale, let it go. Rise all the way to stand. Arms to the sky. See if you can find a more neutral spine as you reach up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale, take your dive down, nice and easy. Feel your body move through space. Yes, nice fall with your inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. So all that length from the top of your head back to your sit bones. Exhale, fold, nice, Chris. From the press of your feet, lead with your heart, rise up. Arms to the sky, big stretch. Hands to heart as you exhale. All right, inhale, take your arms up. And then this time, let's exhale and sit back into a chair pose with your arms in a cactus position. So in this cactus position, or in this chair pose with your arms in cactus, imagine you're trying to press your arms back towards the back of the room. So press your arms back, press your chest forward. So it's kind of like we were doing in our bridge pose. See if you can find a connection to your center. Draw your belly button back towards your spine. So it's just a little bit of engagement through your low, deep abdominals. Heart stays open. If this feels like too much in your neck, at any time, you can let your arms come down, maybe shake it out. If you want a little bit more, see if you can keep everything the same and extend your arms up. Yes, very nice. Nice, Chris. Take one more full round of breath wherever you are at. And then as you inhale, high mountain, rise up. Option to lift to tiptoes if you would like. Press through your toes and the balls of your feet. Exhale, maybe stay on your tiptoes. Slow dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift position. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Take your vinyasa however you would like and end up just in a tabletop position. So hands and knees, bring your left leg out to the left, extend it out, toes face forward, heel comes straight out from your hip. Right arm out to the right, all the way up to the sky, breathe in. And then as you exhale, thread your right arm through. So come down to rest gently, outside of your right shoulder, outside of your head. Take big, deep breaths into your back body. Yes. Good. Couple more rounds. Soften your face. Send your breath into the back of your neck as well. If you happen to have your left hand lifted, set it back down. On an inhalation, unthread your right arm and reach it up one more time. Exhale, right hand comes down. Now, from here, pick up your left foot, swing your left leg back, take your left toes off the right side of your mat, and then nice stretch for your left side. Pull your hips to the left as you gaze back over your right shoulder. Maybe kind of lean into it, feel around, rock your body forward or back. Soft through your face, one more round. Back to your tabletop, hands and knees. And then all the way back, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Take a moment if you want to explore. So you might open your hip, you might roll out your ankle, anything goes. Maybe you want to keep your hips square and just feel into the strength of your right leg. Push into your fingertips, lift through your center. Take one more inhale. Right leg reaches high. Maybe activate through your toes, and then exhale as softly as you can. Right foot to the top of your space, low lunge. Crescent lunge, rise up, settle in. So take your time, feel into the stability of your legs. Hips square, femur bones plug into the hip sockets, and then feel that connection to your center, navel to spine. Heart is lifted. Yes, maybe your gaze is slightly lifted. Take one more inhale, and then as you exhale, turbo lunge. Cactus your arms, bend your back knee to a hover, or you can always bring your back knee gently to the ground. Just like when we were in our chair pose, press your arms back. This is the beginning of your back bend. Keep that navel to spine connection. Curl open, squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. So work your back bend. Take one more full round of breath, soft through your face. Nice, Bailey, awesome. Kate, inhale, back to crescent. So back to neutral, reach up. Back leg might straighten, and then exhale, hands to the earth. Let's pivot our back heel down now, and then rise back up into a warrior two stance. So right toes face directly forward, left toes to the left. Good. So take a moment and settle in. Feel your strong legs. Feel your front knee tracking open towards your pinky toe. And feel your back foot rooted firmly, inner and outer edge. Little tone in your belly. So rather than feeling like your ribs are going forward, imagine you're knitting your front ribs together. Next time you inhale, reach forward like you want to touch the front of the room. Legs stay the same. It's like you're almost sliding your rib cage. And then side angle, just your arms have to change. Nice, Paul, right hand towards the ground, left towards the sky. Or feel free to take your own variation. Yeah, I like my left arm reaching forward, bicep next to ear. Maybe your right elbow is resting on your right thigh. Breathe your own expression of this pose for about 2 more breaths. Heart wants to look up, so let it. Keep wrapping your right butt cheek. Keep pressing through your back foot. Next time you inhale, come back up to your warrior two stance, and then reverse your warrior. So legs stay the same. Front palm rotates up, reach back. We won't hold it super long, but take a moment just to feel that length in your right side. Yeah, see if you can bend just a tiny bit deeper into your front leg. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the ground. Pivot to the ball of your back foot, and then step your back foot forward about a foot or so for pyramid pose. So your pyramid stance, I like my feet on 2 train tracks, all of my toes face forward. Traditionally, it's taught on a balance beam, or like you're on a balance beam with your back foot at about a 30-degree angle. The intention is to get square hips. So which one of those stances will allow you to square off your hips better, easier? So what feels most skillful for you? Come to a halfway lift position, inhale. And then from the press of your feet, rise all the way up to stand. So take a moment and just look down. Make sure your hips are square. So if your right hip is in front of your left, how can you adjust? Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Take your arms to the sky. On an in-breath, maybe you reach just a little higher, find length in your side bodies. And then on an out-breath, twist your right, left arm forward, right arm back. Squeeze your inner thighs, keep both legs strong and both feet rooted. Breathe down into your belly and exhale to work your twist. If you want a balance challenge, see if you can gaze back over your right fingertips. Take one more full breath. Inhale, legs stay the same, unwind your upper body, arms reach up. And then exhale, slow dive. Keep pulling your right hip back. Sometimes I like to bring my hand to my right hip. Slow dive. When you cannot lengthen anymore, fold in. So forehead towards shin, nose toward knee, and then navel towards spine at the bottom of each exhale. See if you can keep lifting your right butt cheek up and back. Keep pressing back through the top of your right thigh. Keep breathing all the way down into your belly. Even imagine you can breathe down the back of your right leg. You're trying to engage your right quad, the front of your thigh, as you stretch the back. Take about 2 more breaths. Really good, you guys. End of your next exhale. Bend your front knee if you need to. Walk your fingertips forward. Float your back leg up. You're in a standing split. You can either stay in standing splits, or if it would feel good to open your hips, maybe you turn it into a half moon. So stack left hip on top of right, and then maybe even reach your left arm up. Maybe you even feel like binding the pose. So totally up to you, wherever you are at, wherever you've chosen to be there, feel it. Awesome, Tracy. See if you can lift your back leg a little higher. See if you can find more space. What does that mean? What does that feel like? Use your breath. Take one more inhale. Nice and easy forward fold at the top of your mat. Step your left foot down. Give your right leg a little shake out. Maybe kind of pedal out your heels. Maybe pound out your right hip. Good job, you guys. Bring your big toes to touch, little gap in between your heels. Find your tiny little potato bug ball, tuck and curl. So take a moment, just get small and compact. Breathe into your back body. See if you can find your center as you exhale. All the way to empty. Couple more right here. Reconnect to you. Inhale, halfway lift. Set your heels down, grow your spine long. You can widen your feet if you want. Exhale, fold and bow. Root through your feet. Take it all the way to stand. Arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale, this time hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades squeeze towards your spine. Maybe your palms press together with your bent elbows, and your elbows are magnetizing towards each other. If you can, reach your hands back away from your body. And then we're going to sit back into a chair. So weight in your heels, sit back. See if you can pick up your toes, spread them, and then feel your ribs coming forward, your heart lifting, but engage through your core. So draw your belly button back towards your spine. Find that connection to center. It feels like you're almost bracing around your center. Yeah, nice, Bailey. Shoulders stay open. Your breath is still flowing. Big, spacious. Nice, Christine. Take one more full round. As you inhale, keep your clasp, but straighten your legs. And then as you exhale, slow dive down, forward fold. See if you can keep your clasp, hang out in your fold for about 2 or 3 breaths. Let your neck relax, let your head be heavy. Yeah, bend your knees a lot if it's helpful. See if you can lift your butt higher. See if you can lift your knuckles higher. Relax your neck. Good job. Take one last inhale. Exhale, hands to low back, release. Give your arms a little shake out. Give your neck a little shake out. Halfway lift position, realign. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, vinyasa however you would like. So take it on your knees, add push-ups, skip it. Meet in a tabletop position. All right, from our tabletop, we will take our right leg this time out to the right. Toes face forward, heel comes straight out from your hip. And then left arm out to the left, all the way up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, thread your left arm through. So reach as far as you can and then come down gently. God bless you. And see if you can really feel your breath in your back body. See if you can breathe into back ribs, low back. Feel the space in between your shoulder blades. Take about 2 more. If you do happen to have your right hand lifted, set your right hand back down. And then inhale, unthread your left arm. Reach it out and up. Open through the left side of your heart. And exhale, set your left hand down. Pick up your right foot. Swing your right leg back. And then off the left side of your yoga mat. Nice little side body stretch for your right side. So rather than just looking back with your head, try to use your entire right side. Look back at your toes. Breathe into your right side body. Maybe moving around a little bit. Feeling around. Take one last breath. And then back to a tabletop. Back to downward facing dog. So take just a moment, reconnect to Ujjayi. And then on an inhalation, take your left leg to the sky. If you would like, open up your hip, explore a little bit, feel into this side. And feeling into this side, maybe your body is totally still, but you're feeling just on the inside. You're feeling all those little tiny micro movements, all those little tiny micro adjustments. Take one more inhalation, make your left leg long, strong, and powerful. Awesome, Tracy. Exhale, soft as you can. Step your left foot to the top of your space. Crescent lunge, rise up. So no hurry, take your time to settle in. Find your slow, deep breath. Find your strong legs. And then feel into your own unique expression as you reach up, as you gaze up perhaps. Nice, you guys. Take one more inhale. And then with your exhale, turbo lunge. So cactus your arms, bring your back knee to a bend, hovering above the ground. Or if you want, you can always set it down. Work your back bend by first pressing your arms back. So your heart goes forward, your ribs go forward, and then find your connection to center, navel to spine, bottom tips of shoulder blades, squeeze as you curl open. Try not to let your head just collapse back, but support it with the strength in the sides of your neck. Take one more full round. Yes, awesome. Nice, Chris. Nice, Kate. Back to crescent. Reach up. And exhale, hands to the earth just for a moment. Reset your legs, pivot your back heel down, warrior 2, rise when you are ready. Paul. So left toes directly forward, right toes directly to the right. Try to let your pelvis stay as neutral as possible while you let your hips open. So for some reason, a lot of us have a tendency to kind of poke our back hip forward, pull it back. So it's like the femur bone is, again, plugging into the hip socket. You're just letting your hips open. Little tone in your belly. Next time you breathe in, legs stay the same. Slide your ribs forward, reach forward. Nice Bailey side angle. Left hand towards the ground, right arm towards the sky. Or your own variation. Maybe right arm forward, half bind, full bind, left elbow to thigh, all good options. Heart is trying to look up. So rather than closing off and looking down at the ground, let your heart look up. Maybe you are gazing up. Let your heart follow. Last couple of rounds. Thanks, Christine. As you inhale, come back up through your warrior two and take it into a reverse warrior. So front palm rotates up, reach back. I know your front leg is probably feeling it. So if you need to straighten it, that's fine. But eventually feel that bend in your front knee, that deep bend. Keep tracking your knee towards your pinky toe. See if you can lift your left ribs a little further away from your hip. One last in-breath. This looks so good. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the ground. Pivot to the ball of your back foot. And then pyramid stance. So step your back foot in just a bit, about a foot or two, depending on how long your legs are. Set up your stance the way you like it, very intentionally. Feet on two train tracks or a balance beam. Halfway lift, breathe in. And then from the press of your feet, take it all the way up to stand. Take just a moment to look down to see your hips. Are they square, or is there any way you can adjust? Left hip pulls back, right hip draws forward. That little tone in your lowest, deepest abdominals. Arms to the sky. Inhale here, and then exhale, twist towards the windows. Right arm forward, left arm back. Keep both feet rooted as you hug in with your inner thighs. Try not to collapse onto the inner edge of your back foot or the outer edge of your front, but keep them rooted nice and evenly. If you want more, you might gaze back over your left fingertips, a little balance challenge. Take one last round, broaden through the fronts of your shoulders. Good job. Legs stay the same. Unwind, arms to the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, slow dive. Keep pulling your left hip back. If it's helpful, bring your left hand to your left hip. As you reach your heart forward, eventually fold in. You're welcome to use blocks under your hands if you want to. So breath by breath, creating a little more space. Imagine there's a rope attached to your left butt cheek and it's pulling up towards the ceiling. Press back through the top of your left thigh. Each exhalation, that is your invitation to dive just a little bit deeper. Hold just a little bit further. Last couple rounds. End of your second exhale. So take it all the way to emptiness. Good job. And then hands to the ground or blocks. Walk your hands forward. Float your back leg to the sky. Come into your standing splits. You can choose to stay in standing splits, maybe play in standing splits, or open up to a half moon. If it would feel good to open through your hips, open it up. So wherever you choose to be, feel it all. If you want to open to half moon and then come back to standing splits, totally fine. So you are feeling into your pose, your expression, your exploration today in this moment. Maybe you fall out. Awesome. Meet yourself right there. Take one last big in-breath. Maybe your right leg lifts just a tiny bit higher. And slowly forward fold top of your space. You can give your left leg a little shake out, pedal it out, pound it out. Bring your big toes to touch, little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl. Tiny little potato bug ball. Stay in your potato bug ball if you would like, or turn it into a toe stand if you would like. So hug in with your inner knees, inner thighs, inner heels. Try to point your knees forward. Bring your hands to your heart, just balancing on your tiptoes. Slow, deep breath. Good job. Next, inhale, halfway lift. Heels down, spine long, stick your butt out. Widen your stance if you want. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet all the way to stand. Arms reach up, stretch. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, we're gonna balance for a moment. So right foot will be your foundation. Excuse me, and then bend your left knee, left heel towards your left butt cheek. Reach your right hand back to grab the inside of your left foot. And then once you've got it, kind of realign. So stand up tall, hug towards midline, reach your left arm up. Perfect place to stay. You can stay here if you want to work with your balance and a little quad stretch in your left thigh. Otherwise, little bounce in your right knee, a little bend in your right knee, and slowly start to hinge at your right hip. As you hinge forward, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, hug in with your inner thighs. Maybe keep a little cobra pose in your heart. Yeah, it's all you, feeling your pose, feeling your exploration. Falling out, coming back in when you're ready. Take 2 more breaths. Twisted dancer, I know it's hard. After your 2 breaths, slowly and mindfully, high mountain. So both feet, top of your mat, both arms reach up, and feel a neutral spine. So not pressing your ribs forward, that little tone in your belly. So like when we were laying on our back, stretching our arms and our legs long, and I said, press your back ribs down. See if you can do that same thing, just standing. Take 1 more inhale here. And then exhale, dive down slowly. Good job. Halfway lift position, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, vinyasa however you would like. This time meet back in downward facing dog. All right. Inhale, right leg to the sky. And then everyone peel your right hip open. So bend your right knee, reach it out, reach it up. Perfect place to stay, or option to flip your dog if you would like. So right foot comes down. Yes, lift your hips. Reach your heart forward and feel the strength in your back body. Nice job. Take 1 last round. Awesome. And then slowly, nice Bailey, come back. Everyone, 3-legged dog, square hips. So take a moment to adjust and feel the difference. 1 more inhale. Exhale, step your right foot softly forward. All right, immediately we're gonna bring our hands over to the left long edge of our mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. You're in a wide-legged straddle. Inhale to a halfway lift, hands to hips. And then as you exhale, press into your feet, rise all the way up to stand. From here, pivot your heels in, toes out, and come down into a wide-legged squat, hands to your thighs. You want your knees pretty much lined up on top of your ankles. So if you need to adjust your feet, adjust your feet. And then focus on sitting low and pressing your knees back. So you're pressing into the outer edges of your feet a lot. Take an inhale, and like you're doing a standing cow pose, stick your butt out, lift your heart, reach it forward. Exhale, twist towards the back of the room. Right shoulder dips down, knees back over left shoulder. Hang out here for a couple breaths. See if you can press your knees open. See if you can breathe down into your belly, down into your hips and your groin. Next inhalation, back to center. Lift your heart. Stay low in your legs. Twist towards the front. Press, especially your left knee open. Stay low. Breathe. Perhaps gaze over your right shoulder. Thanks, Christine. 1 last round. Inhale back to center. A little bit faster. 1 more time. Exhale to the back. All the way to empty. Inhale, center. Exhale to the front. This time, inhale, center. Straighten your legs. Parallel your feet. Take your arms up. And whenever you are ready, dive down into your wide-legged fold. Nice job, friends. Take about 5 to 7 breaths. anywhere you want to go in your wide-legged fold. So you're welcome to stay more still. Just simply breathe and feel. Yeah, or move, explore, Skandasana, twist, headstand, handstand hops. Thanks, Paul. Like good, you guys, wherever you've chosen to be, your breath is right there with you. Last couple of rounds. Really feel into your feet, the grounding through all the edges of your feet. Next inhalation, halfway lift position, fingertips on the ground. Walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward. You're in a low lunge. And then just step forward, forward fold, top of your space. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, bow, let it go. Root through your feet, take it all the way up. Arms reach, stretch, lengthen. Hands to heart as you exhale. All right, working with balance on our left foot now. If you want to move to a wall or come onto the hardwood floor or anything like that, feel free. We have plenty of space. Left foot is your foundation, right knee bent towards your butt. Left hand reaches back. Find your foot, grab hold. Once you've got it, if your body is all wonky, get back in alignment. Hug in, lengthen. Pull your left shoulder, roll your left shoulder back and down. Your inner knees are hugging towards one another like they're flirting with each other. Reach your right arm up. Stay here if you want, or start to work into your twisted dancer. So that little bend in your left leg, like your shock absorbers, hinge at your left hip. This side is so much harder for me. So notice what feels maybe different than the other side. What feels weaker or stronger than the other side? Can you find a lift in your heart? Can you feel a connection to your center? Inner thighs hug in. About 2 more breaths. If you hate this pose, awesome. Just be with that. That's totally fine. Good job. See if you can come out slowly and mindfully. So slowly coming into a high mountain, both feet on the ground, both arms to the sky. Pinky fingers spiral in towards each other. And then feel into that more neutral spine. So rather than ribs forward, just a little more neutral. Doesn't have to be perfect, but can you feel a difference? Take one more inhalation. And then exhale all the way down. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back. Take your vinyasa however you would like. See you back in down dog. All right, inhale, left leg to the sky. Open up your hip. So like your left hip is just a hinge on a door and your left leg is the door. It swings open. So not your whole entire body has to shift. It's coming from your left hip. Stay here if you want, or option to flip. Left foot comes down behind you, left arm forward, heart wants to look forward, lift your hips. Awesome, Trace. Beautiful, you guys. So feel all that strength in your back body. Take one last breath. Good job. And then come back, three-legged dog. Oh, so beautiful. Square off your hips. So take a moment and feel that difference. One more in breath. Left foot to the top of your yoga mat. Low lunge. From low lunge, walk your hands over to the right long edge of your yoga mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. Halfway lift, hands to hips. And then press into your feet all the way up to stand once again. Heels in, toes out. Wide-legged squat, hands to thighs, adjust your legs if needed. So ankles straight down from your knees rather than ankles inside or outside your knees. Want them straight down. And then as you sit into this, as you press your knees towards the wall behind you, bring your arms to reach straight out to both sides. On an inhale, open your heart, look up. As you exhale, round your spine and bring the backs of your hands together in front of your body. Curl in. Inhale, open. So keep your legs the same. There might be a little bit of movement through your pelvis, but your knees stay open wide. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. It's like standing cat-cows. Feel the mobility through your spine, through your mid-back. Exhale, curl in. Do it just one more time. Stay low in your legs. Keep your knees opening, pressing towards the wall behind you. Yes. Exhale, curl in. And then this time, inhale, open. You can stay right here for as long as you want. When you've had enough of this wide-legged squat, just straighten your legs, parallel your feet, reach up and take your dive down. You guys all know how. So whenever you're ready. And then just hang out in your wide-legged fold or explore in your wide-legged fold. Big deep breaths, open mouth size, always welcome. And a slow, intentional breath. Next, inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the ground, bend your knees if you need to. Walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward, you're in low lunge. And then this time, step your front foot back, plank pose. From your plank pose, one arm at a time, lower to forearm plank. I gave it away, you guys, where we're going. So forearm plank, find your strength through your shoulders, through your core. And then when you're ready, dolphin pose. Walk your toes in, lift your hips super high. Imagine there is an invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's literally pulling straight up towards the ceiling. You can choose to stay here, breathe here, or you can choose to explore, lift one leg, lift the other leg, maybe even hop towards forearm stand. Feel the connection, nice job, to your center. Use your breath to support you. Soft face, soft jaw. Take one or two more rounds. And when you are ready, let it go, knees to the ground. Child's embryo, puppy, or even hero or screaming toe. So just take a moment to slow down, to come back, to feel. Big, deep breath. Nice job, you guys. So just feel everything flowing through the space of your body. All that space inside of you. Take a couple more rounds, grounding, restorative breaths. And then downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg high. And exhale, right shin to the top of your mat. Pigeon pose. So if you want to take regular pigeon, totally fine with me. Otherwise, invitation to take what I call box pigeon. So you can allow your hips to open and sit over onto your right butt cheek, the outside of your right butt cheek. Bring your right shin, I'll spin this way, parallel to the front edge of your mat. So you can kind of move your hips around, right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat, and left shin kind of sort of parallel the left side of your mat. Turn forward and sit up tall. And then aim your heart towards your front foot. So you're turning just slightly to your left. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, hinge at your hips. Reach your heart forward. Reach it towards your big toe. Fold as you are ready. If there's any other way you want to move around or explore here, this is a really safe position to move your upper body in and feel into your hips in different ways. So feel free to get curious. Yeah, I love it, Chris. Wherever you're at, big, deep, intentional breaths. Keep some flexion through your right foot. Right toes, I should say. On each breath, soften just a little bit. Let go just a little bit. Last couple rounds. Lift your upper body. And if you are in a regular pigeon, see if you can come into the kind of that same position of the box pigeon. So sit over onto your right hip now. And then from here, you guys, see if you can, without touching the ground, pick up your legs and swing them to the other side. So just kind of play with that movement, moving your legs from one side to the other, using the mobility in your hips. If that is a really hard movement, maybe you bring your hands to the ground behind you, just kind of use them like a little hot potato spot behind you. So just switching from side to side, that same position with your legs, sitting up as tall as possible, feeling into the mobility of your hips. Good job. And then next time you swing your legs around, just stop them right in front. And we'll take some windshield wipers. So feet on the ground with knees bent, bring your hands down behind you, lean back. Feet are mat width distance apart, side to side with your knees. And then you can choose if you want to. You're more than welcome to just come into your box pigeon on the left side here. You can just go right into it. If you're like, I want to go into it for my down dog because I did that on the other side, you're welcome to go back. Even take a vinyasa if you want one. Take down dog or three-legged dog and then bring your left shin forward and find your way into your box pigeon or your variation of pigeon from there. Take just as much time, care, awareness, intention as you did on the other side. Yeah, that flexion through your left toes. Breathe down into your hips. Feel free to explore a little bit if you would like to. Just breath by breath. Finding a softness inside. And maybe about 3 or 4 more. Open your mouth side out anytime. Take one last huge inhale. See if you can take an extra sip at the top. And then big open mouth sigh. Ah. Start to lift your upper body. And then this time, we're just gonna bring our legs forward like we're setting up for our windshield wipers. If you need to give your legs kind of a little shake out, go for it. And then you can take regular windshield wipers with hands behind you, or you can try taking those windshield wipers without your hands. So sitting up tall, moving your hips, feeling into the mobility in your hips. Just playing with that for a moment. And then if it would feel good to bring your hands behind you and lean back, please feel free. And then as you are ready, my friends, go ahead and lay down. Maybe take a couple more rounds of those windshield wipers from your back. Yeah, I love it. Good, you guys. So much mindfulness and awareness in this room makes me so happy. So after a couple windshield wipers side to side, just let your knees fall in. Keep your feet wide and rest there for a moment. So feet wide, knees fall in. Maybe you want to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, or maybe you just want to relax your arms on the ground. This is constructive rest pose. So you're resting, you're not doing much, but there is still something happening. There is still space being created inside. So visualize your breath moving down into your low back, into your pelvic bowl. Just let the ground hold all of your weight a little bit longer. Whole body stretch. Take your arms and your legs out long. See if you can feel one more time that more neutral spine as you reach. So backs of your ribs, press down, belly tones. One more inhale. Good. And then exhale, hug your knees in gently, rock it out side to side. Happy baby pose. And from your happy baby pose, any finishing poses of your choice for about 10 breaths. So if you want another spinal twist, if you want an inversion, another heart opener, maybe you just want to rest with your feet together, knees apart. So take your time to really feel what your body is asking for, and maybe it's just going straight into Shavasana. So no hurry whatsoever, but eventually just start to find your way into your own final relaxation. No hurry. And then as you settle in, my friends, I'll read to you. Okay, this is kind of a long reading, so feel free to take as much time as you want, just kind of moving through your last little stretches. When I tell you what to do, I disempower you. When I encourage you to abandon, override, and distrust your own intuition, I help you disconnect from your own truth and your own infinite wisdom. I reinforce the belief that you know nothing and depend on others to give you answers. You become easily influenced and manipulated. This is how we were raised. And many remain this way deep into adulthood, looking to be led by someone else, something else, a guide, a leader, a partner, an authority figure. Education teaches us to be in our heads, to be mental, to be logical, to make it all make sense, to follow rules, to be obedient, to do as you are told. Don't question, don't challenge, don't resist. Grow away from emotions, feelings, sensations. Grow away from what is magical, your intuition. Disconnect from the body until we loathe our bodies, alter it, change it, disfigure it, mistreat it, abandon it. Abuse creates unsafety in the body, so we become thinkers instead of feelers. And when we think into a decision, doubt, hesitation, fear, and confusion cloud our minds, because most minds are filled with thoughts that don't belong to them, are not discovered by them, and are contaminated by partial truths and other people's truths. When we feel into a decision, our body tells us the truth, not in words or emotions, but in sensations. And with intentional, repeated practice, these sensations become stronger, like an alarm, like a meditation bell. Eventually, this alarm will override the mental clutter and distractions. You will grow more confident as you feel into your body and trust your own intuition. It takes practice. It takes patience. And for those who are used to living this way, it takes courage. So please be brave. So I think all of you are brave souls showing up to be in your body and to feel. It's different than what our society teaches, what our culture teaches. So for these last few moments, give yourself this time to really just feel into the space of you, to connect with your emotions, with sensations, with your own intuition, not through your mind or your thoughts necessarily, but just by feeling what's inside, by feeling into you. You can let your breath be effortless and take these last few moments really for yourself, not to do anything, fix anything, solve anything. Simply just experience this moment as it is, yourself as you are, breath by breath. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Just bring gentle movements back into your body. Yeah, wiggle fingers, toes. Eventually roll to either side, fetal position. And give yourself one last moment just to rest on your side body, to breathe into your back body and really let your practice settle, soak in. And then using the strength in your arms, ease your way up into seated meditation. So just sitting nice and tall. Close your eyes, gather your hands to your heart, and just bow your head to your own heart. And acknowledge yourself. Thank yourself for showing up today, taking the time out of your day to pay attention, connect to yourself in an intentional way, in a deeper way. Thank you so, so much for letting me guide you. The light in me sees and reflects the light in you. Namaste. All right, you guys are